How's it going? How is it going? So notice how this is like moving around a little bit here. I want you to know that. I want you to notice that. Shifting around a little bit there. Just see that like massive dip there. There you go. So here's what we're gonna discuss. Oh yeah, we're gonna discuss this because somebody's been spying on me, and we all know who that somebody is. And we're going to discuss this, and we're going to connect the dots, and they're going to sit here and they're going to try to interfere. What I think is actually really, really condemning to them right now is that the stream is private. So I think this is very condemning to this situation where we used to prove that for like absurd quantities of time, and I have that proof for you if you'd like to see it, where you know, I'm sitting here streaming privately, zero interference, zero interference, zero interference, and then we go live, and then we have this, okay? And basically the point was, remember, if I told you once, I've told you a million times, they are constantly causing interference through the cell devices. My cellular device is always and forever connected to my mobile network, even though it's not. Basically, what they're doing is, since they know that I have a cable connection here, they are running a scam where they're using my cable connected device and amplifying my Wi-Fi to use me to, you know, essentially cause all these problems and stuff like that. And you know, that's what they're doing. They're using my data, they're using the internet through my cable connections. And again, like I said, I've gone to great lengths to prove to you guys and to my cell phone provider that I'm having some pretty massive issues where, again, I've proven that it's a constant connection to my mobile device. Now let's go ahead and take care of this since we're having constant interference. What you need to remember, what you need to recognize, is this is YouTube helping Donald Trump. And I'd like to show you what they're doing, and I'd like to show you everything YouTube has done to essentially just be a terrorist organization. And I'm gonna sort of kind of connect the dots a little bit. Again, the stream's not live, yet they're doing this shit. And again, we all know that I streamed for years on the same bit rate, no problem. We all know that I can run a mobile stream simultaneously, that I can run a cable stream from my desktop. And again, we're not playing a game or anything, it's just a fucking camera. Again, so like, we know I can do this simultaneously. I've proven this. I have definitively, and I've done this multiple times where I had multiple streams running, no problem, there was no interference, yet conveniently around a certain time period, we started having all this interference, okay? So, here's what I'd like to show you, and I'd like to connect the dots for you, but also remind you that YouTube is facilitating this and is absolutely a terrorist organization being utilized for those purposes to attack Americans, okay? And this is, I'm going to connect those dots for you. So let's go ahead and put this out here. This was always a way for YouTube. Remember, YouTube should not. Yeah. So and this is what we see too. We see random streams show up that were never put in there and stuff like that have been sitting in here for days and stuff like that I didn't do and stuff like that. And this causes a problem. This absolutely causes a problem. So anyway, like we're gonna sit here and we're gonna connect the dots. Let me just make sure this is live here. And because let me tell you something. This is what this is all about. They're sitting here doing this so that way when I go live, there's no numbers in here. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? So that's we are not live right now. Well, we are, but again, this was a private stream. So that should not be, again, with nobody aware that we're live and can see the stream and watch it, this shouldn't be happening. Because we have proven that we can even do multiple streams on this network for hours and hours and hours. I can sit here and I can stream on this device, and I can run a mobile stream while doing the same thing, same network and everything, and I proved that. And then again, let me just get to the point here. So let's go ahead and start getting to the point here. Let me take this and go live here really quick for you guys. Just give me a moment. Okay. So, let's back up and let's talk about what YouTube has been doing with covering up what they've been doing. YouTube has been breaking everything. YouTube has been changing how they do everything. YouTube has been sitting here left and right, bending over backwards, completely folding and caving, just so that Donald Trump isn't wrong, just so that Donald Trump can harm Americans, just so that Donald Trump can use this platform to attack you. And he's using MAGA to do it. So let's back up and let's talk about why and why this is very important. And again, I want to reiterate, we are in a vertical swipe feed, so the fact that nobody would be in here, you know, like this is what this was supposed to do, and this is why I did this, to prove if I let this happen, A, somebody's spying on me, this shouldn't happen that aggressively, and B, yeah, flat out, if we're in a vertical swipe feed and then we suddenly go live, bam, that shit should be so fucking quick it's not even funny, because I have been live, the system knows what's going on, yet, conveniently, bam, nothing, and you see how somebody's already in chat, and then conveniently YouTube is so fucking slow at updating this. So basically, this is what we're talking about. We're gonna talk a little bit about this, and we're gonna talk a little bit about what's been happening. Again, this is not real. Again, this is a scam. This is what's been happening to your cell phones. This is what's been happening to, you know, essentially all of your devices where you notice that something's been going on. You are under attack. Okay? Now, that's going to take a little bit of time to get to that. But let's back up and let's start at the beginning a little bit and organize this. So, we're going to start with YouTube breaking shorts and breaking everything that we knew at the beginning was trending things. Things that we could use. We saw streamers, we saw plenty of streamers, not going to mention any names, but we all know that we were talking about how shorts help you, yada yada yada, they boost you, they used to get thousands of views just posting random shit. Everybody knows it. Yeah, like literally, a streamer that I was, you know, friendly with for a while, that this entity, this attack turned us against each other. He used to just make literally shorts of most random, and he would even say it's stupid, just random stupid shit, like he would film a dumpster and he would get millions of views, like things like that. And then all of a sudden YouTube just starts breaking shit and changing that, and we start talking about it. We're like, why is all this stuff happening? we would literally see like evidence of like, all right, so like I called out the fact that the thing where you can't post a link in your own shorts. No, actually you can, and I proved that. I proved that they go in there after the fact and remove the hyperlink. It's an extra step. So like basically I started proving slowly but surely YouTube was doing things to harm your trending instead of helping it. And you see that like nothing has changed since we've gone live except full-on fucking suppression. We literally started communicating. Hi guys. We started communicating with plenty of people. You know, like I said, other streamers that were sitting there. We would confirm they were in the stream. They would text me, say I'm in the stream. Like, we would do this silently, and then we would confirm YouTube wasn't counting the view. I've had so many people confirm they were in the stream for like half an hour or something like that, and they're like, wow, where's everybody at? Or they start to say something, and then finally, at a certain point, I'm like, wow, gee, that's funny, because for the past half an hour, YouTube's been telling me there's 0 people in the stream. So that's really interesting. That this has been happening for a really long fucking time. So anyway, let's keep going. Let's keep going. YouTube breaks features for these people. You know, we have reports. This guy says his gift button's broken over and over and over. He's trying to gift me membership. It breaks. And then meanwhile, this other stalker scammer that's trying to pit us against each other. He's doing these things. We know it. We know there's this guy sitting here stalking my family and posting all kinds of stuff that he found on Facebook and stuff like that. We know that, like, we talk about politics in a constructive, good manner. We know that we were getting along. We know that I was possibly actually having an effect on people, you know, maybe, like, realizing, well, okay, like he's not dumbing people down and calling them dumb and stuff. I really wasn't. For a long time I said, you know, we're not doing this, we don't do this. And then this stalker, this person that does these things, that creates these accounts, these MAGA agendas that cancel Superman movies, that go around like de-trending things that get people to believe something that's not true, like that you know, like tank video games because they don't agree with it and they just think it's funny. We're talking about these people that are anarchists. These are just absolute fucking chaos, piece of shit, garbage people that, like, if there's a single person that needs to be killed, like, I don't believe in that. I don't believe in harming people. But like, these people are some of the most rotten, disgusting group of people, and what they're doing is they're taking this agenda and using it. It's the same people that are burning the police cars and stuff like that, and using that protest to make it look this way. These are terrorists, and it's being organized into an organization called MAGA. And Donald Trump realized this. He may not have started with this, but he realized it was happening, and he started using it. And he started communicating with people and using it. Now, let me tell you, let me connect the dots here with YouTube, okay? I started calling this out. I started recognizing that Donald Trump was going to do very specific things. And they started just doing this fucking shit that you see right here. They just started boom, 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 boom. Huge sections, clumps missing, like real convenient audio missing. We had evidence where there was views randomly showing up on private streams that I hadn't even viewed yet. We're talking about private, like I streamed something private and I hadn't even watched it, and yet I see the views and the little thing going up. So they start learning that they need to break this feature. They need to break it and make it not accurate, so then all the views. Remember, that was conveniently when everybody's views started going down to 0 after the stream. And everybody was so confused. I was confused. Everybody was like, why is that happening? And I was screenshotting, like, even like Penguin Zero. He had so many views. I screenshotted a stream where it literally showed me his stream and said no views. And he had finished streaming. It was like a long stream. Oh yeah, okay, there's no views on that stream. I'm gonna believe that. So basically, I started trying to announce this. I started trying to like get people to get the idea. But like the point is, the moment that you acknowledge this cancel culture, the moment that hashtag, that ridiculous bullshit that we call an algorithm, cancels you. Because you've recognized it, you've acknowledged it, so now you're the one that's getting canceled. Unless you're for it. So, let's connect more dots and show when this really aggressively started for me. And what really flipped it around for me. Ready? Here we go. Yep, they know it's coming. See? See? They know it's coming. They know it's coming. They know it's coming. Oh God, we started playing the wrong thing. Hold on. That's because shorts are fucking shit. There it is. Yeah, you'll just start scrolling and it'll play and it'll like get locked into it and it'll be a piece of fucking shit. Like YouTube is trash. Like literally they don't fix anything, they make it worse. Like that's the point. So anyway, it started really aggressively happening around here. Right when I posted this.
Or fellow citizens vermin. People make excuses for it. It's okay. They think, well, at least he's owning the libs. He's really sticking it.
Why does it keep doing that? See what I mean? YouTube's a piece of shit. I didn't scroll. It literally just did that.
For our Constitution.
What a piece of trash.
When he calls POWs losers or fellow citizens vermin. People make excuses for it. It's okay. They think, well, at least he's owning the libs. He's really sticking it to them. It's okay, as long as our side wins. And by the way, I'm sorry, gentlemen. I've noticed this especially with some men who seem to think Trump's behavior of bullying and of putting people down is a sign of strength. And I am here to tell you that is not what real strength is. It never has been.
Right when I posted that, and I was talking about that, and I was talking about how I shouldn't do that either, and I was calling even myself out for it, I had a very aggressive attack on my channel, my family, to make me look a certain way. To make this channel look a certain way. And they were coming in my chat left and right. And the only way to eventually beat that, because again, they're making all kinds of accounts, they're pretending to be these people, were buying into this shit. So in order to get ahead of that, we had to buckle down and call this out, and you immediately saw the boost of traffic. You saw immediately, as soon as I said, okay, I'm buckling down, all of you are stupid, like you should have ruled this guy out already. If you haven't even ruled somebody out like this, that's this bad, you're dumb, yada yada yada. So I started buckling into it, and I saw more views, I saw a huge increase in traffic, I saw just massive numbers all of a sudden as I started saying this. So the point was, this was what the person was doing. And then so as soon as I started doing that, then he started stalking, he started doxing, he started using my actual street address, putting it all over his channel on YouTube. Meanwhile, we're reporting this to the fucking state police, and they're actually not doing anything. Over and over and over, report it to the state police. They don't do anything. They don't do anything because they're fucking stupid. Like, what else can I assume? And so, like, this is the point. They need to not be stupid, too. Like, we're all, I guess, a little stupid. I don't know. And, like, the point is that, yeah, like, we don't need to belittle each other. We really don't. But you're proving to this guy that we do, and that he can do this by not taking that seriously. So yeah, now I think you are too, because that kind of makes me feel like you are. So not to belittle you, it's literally just, yeah, I'm gonna think that too. And then now he's gonna abuse that and use that. And that's just the truth of the fact. And so, like, literally, I was calling out stupidity. These guys were coming in my chat saying racist and the N-word, trying to type that. You know, like, literally just, like, the just dumbest shit that you can type. And then they expect, you know, obviously, not to be blocked? No. And, again, it's just this guy. A lot of the time, it's just, like, 1 or 2 people, 3 people, with, again, YouTube allowing them to have 30-plus accounts each account. And they just fucking sit here and type whoever, take their pictures off social media, sit here and pretend they're them. This is causing problems. And YouTube is automating everything and not fixing it. I have huge, massive email threads back and forth between myself and YouTube of them owning up and admitting to the fact that they have policies against doxing and they could easily and effectively remove that person like that in a second. And they should, because they have policies against, they have a strike basis system. Yet not a single, again, I reported every single one of them. This person proceeded to hide, change their channel name, and take all the content down. Once they, I guess, realized that YouTube finally was doing something, but was taking for fucking ever. Because, again, they have a very specialized team, which was their communication to me. So, again, we have a lot of people that don't understand the seriousness of people's personal information and data and stuff like that. And these other people that just want chaos, don't fucking care if people have people's families like die or stolen from or something like that because of some terrorist MAGA agenda for Trump. Yeah, they're gonna fucking do that shit. And they have been. And they've been doing it to all of you. So when the FBI is sitting here wasting their motherfucking time investigating these Teslas, it really makes them look like geniuses, doesn't it? When I can sit here and I can piece all this together, it really makes the FBI look like geniuses, doesn't it? So you have to rationalize Trump is using them. It's them. They don't fucking care. They're not doing anything. It's literally them. The agency that should be doing something is helping this. So therefore it's happening. Duh. Yes, the FBI is harassing U.S. citizens on a mass quantity. Yes. And then when asked about it, Exeth is asked about it, he just flat out denies it blatantly. Literally flat out denies. You know what's absolutely obviously been true about this person that knows what's going on? Every single time that I am very close to something and very dear to something, this person gets very aggressive with trying to disprove it. Okay? Like even more so. Like really over the top. So what just happened 2 separate times right as I said something? Remember when, like, earlier I said something, and then just now I said something? What happened those 2 very separate times? And so, like, this is the point. If somebody feels so triggered by what I'm saying to kind of do that, you have to actually question that at that point. Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, you know, like somebody that knows about the situation and knows actually the seriousness and gravity, and a lot of us are feeling this now. But then you also then just have this other person that has lingered around this long, is stalking me and harassing me, really is doing all of these things. And very obviously, we all know other people are doing it too. We see it. And again, a lot of this aggressiveness happened conveniently around this, right when I posted this. Specifically talking about how you should not Absolutely not. You know, belittle each other and stuff like that. And I said that too. And I backed this up and I called myself out. I did. Yet, conveniently all around this, we had this extremely aggressive movement of people come in my chat, say nasty things about family, people that they shouldn't know anything about personal things they shouldn't know anything about. Interesting, right? And then again, like you wonder, you shouldn't. This is not something that you know you should be in question of. You shouldn't wonder this anymore. You know, like this should be a definitive, obvious sort of thing that's happening. Like duh. Like we kind of see it now. No, like you should like this should be like completely blatantly obvious that this is happening to anybody if you connect all these dots, and that's why I did this here today, because again, I have not, there's been some things I haven't been allowed to say, and I haven't been, it's pretty weird. Let me catch you up to speed. I have a little bit of a reference material, so I have some notes here too. I don't want to forget anything. So what you have to realize is Donald Trump now is probably outsourced, and he's probably hiring these people so that he doesn't have to take the fall. That's what you need to realize. So you know, like that's he got all away with, he was doing all this illegal shit before. So the point is now he hires all these other people to take the fall. And that's what's happening. And then you see, you know, you see this person surface. You see this. Fuck you. No. Go fuck yourself. Stay the fuck out of my chat. Fuck you. See, this is why you're pathetic. If you had any substance, you just make a channel. All you can do is sit here and harass people. If you had any substance and any credible thing to say, all you would do is make a channel and say that. All you can do is sit here and screw with people that are smart. So, let me remind you of what Obama did that Donald Trump is trying to stop, and this is why Donald Trump's a terrorist. And I will remind you that Obama is the one that was trying to stop the terrorists, and Trump is a terrorist helping Russians. So, first of all, what's rule number 1 of counterterrorism? What's rule number 1 of counterterrorism? Rule number 1 of counterterrorism is you don't fucking talk about what you're doing. Secondly, yeah, like that's the point. Like Obama did that shit and nobody knew about it and he announced it and people acted like it wasn't a big deal. No, he finally got the guy. So, let me remind you how serious Al-Qaeda is. Okay? Let me remind you that Obama finally got the guy who organized the 9/11 attacks. Okay? Bush didn't do that. after giving that ridiculous fucking speech about saying how they're all gonna hear from us soon. You know, standing at the rubble saying, you know, when the people said, you know, like, we hear you, and then he said, we hear you, and the people that did this are gonna hear from us soon. No, they didn't. Obama had to do that. And everybody's so fooled by this propaganda that you actually think it's the Republicans? No, the Republicans are literally like the enemies. There's some of them that are arguably terrorists, and this is why Obama was silently taking people out. And then you think you know anything? Oh, he's killing people. Yeah. Yes. Because again, they're treasonous terrorists from other countries. They've just been hiding here. And Trump is hiding that. He's trying to get you to fear Mexicans through like some drug lord thing. Yeah, the cartel bullshit. That's easy shit now. We can take care of that. That's fucking easy. Yeah, he's an asshole. He's trying to cause this problem to distract you from the point that he knows about these terrorists and he counts on it because it gets him elected. So, do you know much about Al-Qaeda? Do you know anything about it? Do you know how these pieces of shit show up in my chat? Like, this person in my chat's probably just like Al-Qaeda or ISIL or something. Like, all these people that have been randomly showing up in my chat with their alts and stuff being pieces of shit, they're Al-Qaeda and stuff. And so, like, the point is, they're buying your old cell phones. You know how you send your phone back and stuff? Like they're trying to get a hold of that. Pakistan. Like, alright, so, like, Al-Qaeda is a terrorist organization. They have presence in Yemen, Pakistan, Syria. They're all over fucking India. They got Afghanistan presence. They got Iran presence. They got fucking African presence. Yes, I'm reading from a real fucking list, so I don't forget. And this is ridiculous, how much presence they have. Why the fuck is Trump not doing something about this? Is why we need to police the world, because they're fucking attacking us! Police the world! Duh! You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Shut up and elect somebody that does. This is the point. And meanwhile, these people love this. They love this. And this is the point. Most intelligent people agree with me. They think this shit's funny. They'd be like, where's this guy been? Yeah, so they tried to shut me up. That's the point. It's supposed to be funny because it's that fucking easy. And if you sit here through a stream taking offense to being called stupid, you've got a problem. You've got a serious problem. Like, it'd be one thing if I was, like, debating with somebody, like, in real life, and I'm like, you're stupid, or something like that. Like, that's different. But, like, we're talking about through a fucking stream. People are just so triggered. You know, like, just like anybody that comes in my chat and can't listen to what I have to say, they just have to endlessly type stupid shit. So, meanwhile, I get censored if I sit here and I spam in a chat like this motherfucker's doing right here. I get censored hardcore. My shit gets stopped. Meanwhile, I see other people doing this in live streams with the stupid fucking YMCA song playing when the Republicans signed the bill that gave your rights away. Yeah, like, you realize that you're just slowly giving your rights away, and Congress is giving its power away to Trump. You realize that, right? this is why I've been trying to tell you you're all stupid. Because, like, again, I'm not individually saying you're dumb. Like, I'm not looking at you, knowing you, and like saying it to your face. I'm just saying we're all collectively pretty stupid for having let this happen. And so, the point is, Al-Qaeda has been planning this for a long time. They've been planning this for a very, very long time. You know, on September 11th, there was a 5th plane. Did you know that? There's a 5th plane that never ran into anything. It landed. Didn't go quite as planned. And we suspect that was headed for the White House. Imagine that. Remember the one where all of the heroes in that plane basically kind of made sure that plane didn't hit where it was gonna hit? We're not gonna say, right? Yeah. And this is the point. That's what we showed the rest of the world. We showed them absolutely we can organize and get together. So they split us up. They've been planning this. And they use the CIA to do it. We fucking trained bin Laden. You guys know this, right? We trained Osama bin Laden. How many people knew that? We trained him. We gave him things. We gave him, I think, billions of dollars, basically. In investments. Because, like, we gave him weapons and all kinds of stuff. Millions. Probably millions. Probably millions. He himself had billions of dollars worth of training. From the CIA. The CIA trained Osama bin Laden. Yep. So, again, we have a very obvious trend where Obama and Biden and other Democrats like him do good things for the country, balance the budget, try to give economic stimulus, help people, yada yada yada, and Trump comes along and undoes a bunch of shit, makes things worse, very obviously backs up fucking Russians. That motherfucker's on that list. That motherfucker had Epstein killed. We know this. Are you insane? You really think he didn't? And meanwhile, YouTube is sitting here pretending like, oh, shorts have always been this way. Yet if you go back and you look at some of people's shorts, like they just started doing collectively across the board because I was proving it. So they just started doing it to everybody. Look at how low this shit drops when I say this. Look how low it gets. They're trying to cut sections of the stream out. This is the point. They're trying to cut sections of the stream out. I want you guys to notice recurring questions that the random alt is asking in my chat. I want you to notice that some of these alts that should be random are asking the same questions that they've asked previously while being on another alt that was supposed to be somebody else, but again was just them. This person's doing this, just so that you know. The person that's in my chat, they're doing this. That's them doing that. So, this is my point. If you think that some little stupid douchebag can't screw around with your phone, read your text, mess around with your life, yeah, this little fucking pipsqueak, this is the point. This dude, like, he knows me, and he's fucking around with me. And he has threatened so many people. He has caused so much fucking... It's unbelievable. And so, like, this is the point. When you can actually see that this guy can do this, and he can affect the trending, and he can do all these things, what can somebody actually smart do? Somebody who's actually smart. What can they do? Oh, I don't know. Erase 3 minutes of footage from, you know, cameras in jail cells? Yep. You really think people can't hack a camera and erase footage? Are you stupid? It sounds like it. So this is the modern world. Most people don't know about modern technology, and I get censored for telling you about the modern technology. Imagine that. And some of the people helping this guy do this are the people that have been attacking me all along with their MAGA agenda, because they like Trump and they've been harassing me too, and they've also collectively started joining in. It's a terrorist cult. It's, again, like, it could be, this thing could be any one of about 6 to 7 people at this point. Yeah. That's it. So, like, basically they're communicating silently, you know, like Discord, things like that, going around telling other people how to do this. Because it's not hard to do. It's really easy, unfortunately. And that's what I was telling you about YouTube. Why the fuck is it so easy to do that, to screw with a streamer on YouTube like that? Why can I prove that YouTube didn't do anything about a stalker when they actually have policies in place for that to protect creators and stuff? Why did this go on for too long? Why? This. Because they were trying to make sure people didn't find out. I didn't think y'all are stupid just because you vote for Donald Trump. No, I was saying that from the beginning. I said a lot of you guys are engineers, mechanics. Oh, engineer is a mechanic. But, you know, you get my point. Like, you're plumber, you're this, you're that. And I was saying all along, way before I posted this, even before Obama said it, I was saying it too. But, yeah, admittedly, I have those times too, because, you know, you get these people that are acting like this, and they're not rational, you know? And so they're just acting a certain way to get you to trigger that out of you, and so to help generalize, to ruin, you know, essentially what your viewpoint of other people might be, and so, like, this is the agenda, and it's working for some people. They've actually used this to manipulate MAGA. Like, this is what they're doing. It works extremely well with the Republican voters. So, like that's the point. They're extremely easy to manipulate because they don't know anything about social media. They don't know anything about technology. They have no clue that memes are actually sort of weapons of mass destruction in a roundabout way. Memes are being weaponized, especially the concept of the fact that you can say something out loud now, and all it takes is having a phone nearby and an AI can hear what you're saying. You get that's where we are, right? I hope that's what you all understand. I'm not saying people are actively spying on you all the time. I'm saying that AI is. So if anything's flagged, oh, well, let's just look at this. So it's basically like spying on you. And that's the rationalization. And so, I have to question that AI tech where he's trying to work with certain police organizations. I already called out some bullshit where I know for a fact I saw, and trust me, the police look at traffic lights. It's not AI, it's not it's the police. And trust me, I have seen when I was getting harassed by police. I have gotten harassed by police before, but like they tried to pretend like it wasn't them. Like they tried to they like backed off, and like there's just various times they did it from afar and it was very obvious. For X amount of time, and even today I saw evidence of it, where there's too many times where traffic light, traffic light, traffic light, traffic light, traffic light, I'm just barely getting that yellow light, just barely getting that yellow light, almost like they're trying to time it for you to slam your brakes on. Almost like they're trying to get you to have an accident. I think that's fucked up. And I think that's what police have been doing for a very long time. I think police have caused accidents. And they're trying to cover it up. And they're hiding behind this MAGA Trump agenda to do it. I think police have problems not killing people because they come from war. They're soldiers, they're people with PTSD, and a lot of the time they want to kill people. So anyway, you know, like that's just something I've noticed for a long time with me, where, you know, like it's a repetitive thing. It's not just like, it's, you know, like it's not just like, oh, well, I just noticed it this one time and now I'm kind of like, no, like we're talking like this was never an issue, like way back, and just all of a sudden at a certain point, just like with everything else I've said after Donald Trump, yep, yeah, you see how low it is? Just at a certain point after Donald Trump, all this just started happening. So you start recognizing that there's a MAGA agenda, terrorist agenda there, attacking people, actually causing real problem. And the reason why I have sat here and I call people jackasses and stuff like that is because I know somebody can see all my emails. So basically, if I reach out to somebody, you know, where they know it's me for sure, and that's the only way that I can reach out to them, that they could trust that email, know it's me, I sort of have to use that credential. And so this other entity can see that too. So the part where I like call certain people jackasses that might have actually been able to help and stuff like that, I hope that it was understood that, again, I've gone to great lengths to prove to you there's a constant connection to this device, regardless of whether I turn off the mobile data. I proved to you, I put it in the Faraday bag, remember, and my Wi-Fi signal was just like, what is that? So, like, remember, the point is, they are absolutely, they have my phone, you know, like an old phone or something, they have a clone device, and they're connecting, they have all my emails, that's how that happens. And so, again, the point that I'm making to you guys is that I always tried to make sure that I would say that at various times, thinking that you might have been helping me. I saw evidence that maybe it like stopped or got a little less, so I thought maybe somebody was reaching out and actually doing something. So like I was trying to trigger a response, you know, calling you out, you know, like, so like to make this person think I hate you now and stuff like that. And so like the whole point was to get you to see what that person would do, because they're going to attack me if they think, you get what I'm saying? This person's going to attack me if they think that, you know, I'm dissing you or something like that, because you're the only lifeline at that point, and they're going to think that. So like that was the whole point. I hope that was understood. I think that was understood. But, you know, sometimes it gets lost in translation. So, basically, a lot of what's happened is this person sort of kind of goes around, talks to people, learns things, learns enough to... again, I think this person's trying to organize an insurance scam. It's just somebody that's trying to steal a bunch of money, maybe has killed people before and he's gotten away with it. Again, it's just somebody that's trying to run an insurance scam or something like that, where he has enough info to pretend he's like somebody's grandson or somebody's this or that. He's gonna pretend to be me, probably, or somebody. So like, this is what you have to worry about, is this guy does this a long enough time, and nobody does anything about it. It connects that person's data, regardless of, like, that's just how it fucking works. So that's how they're doing things. They're trying, and Donald Trump's an idiot. He doesn't understand that's how it works either. So basically, what's actually probably trying to happen is these terrorists within our own government, they're just trying to topple the government and take over. They're going to kill Donald Trump too. Like, they don't care about him. He already had a couple assassination attempts. So, like, you know, this is the point. So, you know, I hope certain people are working on their magic right now, because this guy is proven that he does some stupid shit. Like, there could have been so many times where somebody could have sat here and, because yeah. What you guys need to realize is, here's what he's doing. He's typing a bunch of messages and somehow hiding them. There's a whole bunch of messages you guys can't see. He's been doing this for a long time. He was doing it way back. I told you guys. I told you there's always like these messages that somebody was typing even way back. It's him. Remember the stuff in Fortnite? Somebody was like threatening to like kill people and stuff like that. Remember I said that? Yeah. I wasn't making that shit up. I know what I saw. It went away real fucking quick. But I know what I saw. Yeah. So, the point is, this person was following me around for a long time, knows me, doesn't like me, because again, Trump. That's it. Like, Trump or somebody else found out about this person not liking me, probably Facebook, and is using that. That's how I always knew. You know what I mean? Like, like, that's the point. Like, you can just connect the dots and you can follow it. It's so easy. This person would show up at convenient times, mentioning convenient things, conveniently around a time where I would be in comments that day, and I would have had like some sort of debate with somebody on, and then this person would show up, like kind of being like a certain way in chat, almost like they knew about the thing, and they were showing up in chat to be harassing and stuff. Basically, they were trying to convince me that it was the person from Facebook that I was arguing with, but it was just him. How many people blamed like their best friend or relative for something they didn't actually do? How many people is that happening to that are watching right now? He's trying to fuck with my shit. He's getting upset. I just saw evidence of him running you know what I'm saying. So how many people? You don't need to confirm in chat or anything. I'm just saying, I'm sure you've seen it. I'm sure you've noticed it too. It's happening to me. This is what he's doing. And I always warned you. I analyzed this pretty early on. But what else am I to do except become the target for you to see? What else am I to do? Like, I sat here and tried. And just so that we're clear, I didn't make anybody that I know. I tried to remove that stuff. I tried to take this stuff. He did that. He's the one that went on Facebook and did that. He's the one that sought that out. I never did those things. Okay, so just realize, you know, like, it's the sort of thing where somebody, you know, goes out of their way to intentionally do this, and you still see evidence of it, where YouTube hasn't done anything. You know, this person still exists on the platform, and you can clearly see that YouTube themselves hasn't done anything. This is why I have to say, holy shit, at this point you need to rationalize it's YouTube. It's fucking YouTube, man. They are controlling everything through ads, because Google owns YouTube. How many people have the YouTube app on their phone? How many people have those permissions turned on? Can I be honest with you? I know for a fact there's been so many times where somebody was loading a shitload of trackers to run ads on videos I was watching on my phone. Way more than what was supposed to happen. This is why I was trying to tell you guys X amount of times there'd be like a random ad fucking 2 minutes from the end of a song in a music video. How does that make any sense? You already ran 2 ads at the beginning. Now you're gonna run 2 more ads 2 minutes from the... How does that make any sense? So I started calling this out. I started talking about that. Those ads have trackers to your data. They run them because if you click on them by accident, oh, you're fucked. But if you just skip them, you still get trackers. You still get cookies. So they're loading you up with that, and if there's just too much, it's very, very easy for them to do things with that. This is why that cleaner I told you guys about, I told you guys not to talk about that. Conveniently, the very fucking day that I said to another streamer, and I trust that he didn't tell anybody. I hope he didn't tell anybody. But the whole point was that to make us think that he did, to make me think that he did, because I only ever told him about this. And that fucking day, I went to use that thing that I told him would always remove all this shit. This exact thing right here. This. That would remove all of it. Soon as I told him, this never stopped. Never. Never, ever, ever. And it was that always fixed it. Every single time. And that fucking day, what happened was, he was loading that software up with ads. I had never seen ads on that thing. It's a free fucking software, so yeah, you probably need some ads. Nah, I never saw them. They would have very, very minimal, because that's how it works. That's the whole point of it. Yet, that very next fucking time I opened it, it's just ad, and then you try to do the cleaner, and it brings up another ad. Why the fuck would you do a cleaner that cleans that shit for it to play an ad after you fucking used it? That doesn't make any fucking sense. That literally does the exact opposite that you just fucking did. So, like, this guy was intentionally finding out what people were saying. That guy had already gotten hacked. So they were listening through that. I told him. He found out about it. Boom! Attacked that app. Attacked that fucking software. And again, that always fucking worked. Just like with fucking Elden Ring on the Series X. Just like with that fucking software in Microsoft where he's unupdating that shit. Unupdating the shit. All constantly not working. Conveniently. All this is going on. So, one could rationalize again. I don't think that's this stalker that's in my chat. The one that's in my chat, I don't think that's him. I think that he's not good enough for that. I think that the person that's that talented doesn't have time for those things. I think somebody that's that talented doesn't have time for those things. I think this guy is just sort of kind of doing this, fucking around, stalking. The talented motherfucker is working around what this person is doing. So, like, it's layered. So you see how this works. You see what he's doing. I hope you kind of get the point. I'm not doing anything. You know what I mean? Like, he's just sitting in here doing that. You get the point. Like, I'm just talking about a very serious situation that's going on, and somebody's sitting here trying to use, you know, like names, you know, like information, connecting information, things like that, after explaining all this, and then conveniently, you know. So this is kind of the point, and you know, to hide in the algorithm, you know, oh, we'll send it, but then delete it. Well, you know, like, the point is nothing's ever deleted. Everybody's still gonna see that. There's still an investigation. They can pull that. Like, you think it's deleted? You clearly are a moron. Like, you clearly don't know how this works. You're stupid. You sat here and did this for so fucking long. And you didn't even realize that those messages aren't deleted. Yeah, like you think they're no. You don't delete them. You know this, right? You have to have known this. Oh, right, that's right. You're dumb. You don't know those things. Those messages aren't deleted, idiot. YouTube can see all of them. They go into a trash can. You have no idea what the fuck you're doing. And you're sitting here, you're fucking around with people. Meanwhile, you didn't know any fucking pen tester on the fucking market can see those messages. You're sitting here acting like a retard. Typing any old thing in chat. By the way, this counter has been broken for a while. Yeah, it was at 4. He's just... If it's not one thing, it's another. You know, just trying to break stuff. So, this is the point. I showed you how the entity that's doing this was interfering with my trending, too. We all know Donald Trump is obsessed with like, you know, hits, essentially. You know, like, views and stuff like that. We all know he's obsessed with that stuff. We all know that Donald Trump gets in trouble all the time for using copyright things that he shouldn't be using, and people typically don't like him because, you know, it's him. So he goes around and he causes all these problems for other people, and this was another point. Donald Trump was a moron. What he did was he started going around causing problems for people and then learning how the smart people dealt with those problems. That's it. He would just cause a problem for somebody and then watch from afar, so he'd learn how to deal with it. That's why it seemed like something would happen to me, and then Donald Trump would conveniently take that stance where I'd say something, and it's sort of always been his stance, yet conveniently after I say it, Donald Trump goes right on camera that very next fucking day after my stream and just conveniently suddenly feels a little bit different about this thing he's always been this certain way about. And I call him a fucking idiot, and I call him out like, this is dumb, why would you say this? Doesn't even... And like it's almost like it finally gets across to him how stupid that is, and like nobody else can explain it. Yet the point I'm making to all you is, he finds out about it. He watches the stream. And so, like, this is the point. These assholes are literally just taking all my ideas, covering it up, giving it to him, making him and here I am sitting here telling you it's literally that. And meanwhile, he's sitting here causing copyright issues for people because that's what happens to him. So, oh, they're just gonna do that to other people and see how they figure it out. Oh, well, that's pretty smart. Okay, I'll do that. So that's what they do. And that's how they fix Donald Trump's problems, because they cause a problem for somebody else and then just figure out how they deal with it. Just watch how that person deals with it. The amount of times that I've been able to kind of, like, you know, see the evidence of that is pretty insane. So anyway, Oh, and let me tell you also, this person has been breaking more and more things. So remember how the last stream I did on this software? Remember how the last stream I did on this software? Was literally like I had said about how there's trackers running through your game capture. Remember that? I said there was trackers running through your game capture? And, like, flat out there is. They have trackers just running through your game capture. You can't use your game capture. Meanwhile, conveniently, after I say this, on that last stream where we're using this software, my window capture to capture a specific window is now broken. Conveniently, after saying this, my window capture on this piece of software is now broken. The specific capture a specific window doesn't, you click the drop down list, nothing shows up. Can't capture a specific window when there's no option to capture a specific window. Literally doesn't show up. You click on it, even says that in game capture. When you try to use game capture for window capture, it literally brings up an error that says use window capture. It's what I've always, yet conveniently, this piece of shit that you see in chat that sits here learns the information by endlessly watching the streams because they're a stalker. Conveniently, again, after that stream and where I said about trackers in your game capture, they break window capture. Wow. Wow. Do you follow the logic? So that thus one must use game capture all the time? Do you follow the fucking logic? Meanwhile, all these other companies are just like, man, I'm tired of putting updates out for these people. Why is all this shit breaking? And they're too stupid to sit here and listen when I'm telling them. Is pen testers fucking with people that are MAGA. These assholes are just hackers. And they fuck with people. That's all it is. It's literally just pen testers that don't like Democrats. And they're MAGA, and they're like terrorists, and they're helping the MAGA agenda. That's who it is. They work for the FBI, they're contracted. It's literally just pen testers. Surprise. And they're literally just terrorists. They've been sitting here using the MAGA agenda, manipulating all of you. Yep. So you can hack all you want. At the end of the day, you're just fucking hackers, fucking around with people, screwing up their lives, because you can't fight your own battles. You just sit here behind a fucking keyboard like a little bitch. That's what they do. That's literally what they do. They didn't do life. Yep, so anybody that does life that looks like a good, strong person, they fuck with them. It's super fucking obvious. Oh, Stephen Colbert. Oh, Jimmy Kimmel. Oh, yeah, okay. Like anybody believes that these people aren't being fucked with too, and Democrats aren't literally being shot at. Like literally, Democratic senators are just like shot at. Adam Schiff has to tell Donald Trump to fuck off. Are you kidding me? Yeah, you can go to hell. You stupid pen testers. You're sitting here with all the power you claim to have. Meanwhile, you're using it irresponsibly. You have this entire system based on the fact that oh, we're going to allow people to hack because we're going to call it ethical hacking. Meanwhile, like, nobody's doing that anymore. You're all a bunch of douchebags fucking around with people. So yeah, surprise, surprise. It's just the pen testers. Oh, who's that? Literally people that are paid money to penetrate virus softwares and security systems. They know how to do this. It's literally what they do. Who the fuck else is doing it? When you guys literally exist to stop people that are doing this, who the fuck else is doing it when it's happening for literally years? Who else is doing it? I'll wait. You claim to be so good in protecting Americans. It's happening for years. I'll wait. Who else is fucking doing it? Guess you need to go arrest some pen testers, huh? Meanwhile, they actually do this. There's no legal bounds to this whatsoever. They can just get away with illegal hacking all the time. Because there's this thing that says they're ethical. Duh. You know that shit's on YouTube? Yeah, you can learn how to hack watching YouTube. The fuck is wrong with all of you? This is the point. There's something very, very, very wrong with you if you don't recognize who is doing this at this point. See this solid 4? You see the complete halt of the numbers? You see how steady this is? You see how nothing has changed? No numbers. Suddenly everything's halted. Almost like it's all a facade. Almost like they just fucking decide what happens with certain channels. Very interesting. Gee, I wonder if some faggot-ass douchebag pen testers developed fake YouTube channels to replace content creators' YouTube channels so that way they could just fuck around with them endlessly. I wonder if that's what's happening. And now they have access to YouTube's database because it's a fake channel. It's not the real original one. They have it. That little channel swap. Channel swap, 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 swap. Huh! Brilliant! It's almost as if I was able to research how to hack on YouTube and reverse engineer it. Wow! Just like they do! Wow! Yeah, it's literally people that know how to do this for their MAGA agenda. There's only one. For their little MAGA agenda. And you know, the whole point is they've been sitting here watching, hanging on to every word I say. Every little fucking word. Because they're just paranoid, emotional pieces of shit that never leave the house. That's it. That's them. They never lifed. I did. Yep. So that's the point. They're jealous of the fact, I guess, found out I'm actually a martial arts instructor, actually legit, just to start fucking around with shit. Yeah, because I was, you know, I guess, like, me got a guy that builds computers and stuff like that. I'm not going to just suddenly, you know, do all these things and have a channel, too, and you're going to fuck around with it. No, you're a pen tester. You have those credentials and you're using them irresponsibly, you fucking piece of shit. And there's several of you doing it. You're all communicating with each other. I called that shit early on. That's why I blocked certain people. I tried to warn certain people. I know behavior when I see it. So this is the point. This is why I have to act this way on this channel. Because these fucking people are the ones that are watching. They need that. Not 90% of the people they're trying to suddenly boost and show my stream to. Conveniently as they get that reaction. No. We're talking about the assholes that come in here that deserve that reaction. That come in here intentionally trying to get it. So again, this has just been a recurring thing where people like this are continuing to do this. If you don't figure out how to put your body upon the gears and upon the levers and upon all the apparatus, how are you ever going to make it stop? How? So sometimes, you know, just like, you know, when you have a job, you know, like it just like in real life, you know, sometimes and even outside of that, you know, just going out in the world in general, there's always going to be people that you have to be wary of and stuff like that. But what you guys need to realize is that when you're streaming, it is so important for the platform to do what they're supposed to do, to protect your credentials when they have that information. Because again, nobody can connect those dots without that. Like it is so important for them to do things. Like, people might mess up, make a mistake here and there, and that's okay, but like it is so important then for them to quickly and effectively back up those policies and do something. This person's been in my chat for over an hour typing these things. How is this an effective platform? How can somebody reasonably live stream on here feel safe without subscriber mode on, without restricting people? How does somebody come in here and do that? And constantly have these things where, you know, they can just repetitively cause damage to real people. And consequences are overlooked for too long. My mom's car was set on fire. And the person that did it is in the chat. My mom's car was set on fire, and the person that did it is in the chat. Do you ever notice how you have some things that might be drawing too much power lately? Do you guys notice that? Do you ever have any like devices that just start drawing too much power and you can't explain it? Do you ever seen that? You're not the only one. And what is happening is we have guerrilla warfare where there's another entity here, whether it looks like foreign entity, where they are able to, because of what this person's doing in chat and everything they're exposing, knowing your location, like let's say you're streaming, they know exactly all your info, you're live, they know your location. Now what they're going to do is, because they have that information, they can do something with that. Where what they've been able to do is, if you've noticed, again, I called this out, where you have all these 5 gigahertz signals flying around all over the place that are now conflicting with each other. And What you need to realize is that if you have a device that's malfunctioning and you can get it to communicate with another device to get it to malfunction, all it takes is that little communication. That is all it takes. And so it takes a mistake, like an unupdate or security unupdate, or like just enough of tampering with understanding how to make something screw up. And then that's it. With something like a car or something like that, where they can intermittently do something, you guys that have like connections and stuff like that, you guys get what I'm saying? Like, they can intermittently do something, again, where it causes that device to be confused. And instead of doing what it's supposed to do, where it cranks down and doesn't draw as much power as it should, instead it does the opposite. Do you get what I'm saying? And so the point is to very carefully orchestrate things that make it look like somebody's either has an accident or people are attacking each other. Like somebody else did it. Like people did it. So we have all noticed the increase in this, the escalation of this. Obviously, giving you very specific examples isn't a good idea on here, because that's called reverse. That's how people reverse engineer. So then that would further educate the bad guys. But you get what I'm saying, where clearly there are foreign entities that have this technology and are using it and are clearly showing just how much effort they're putting into trying to shut me up. Like really how much, like, who the fuck spends this much time harassing somebody that, you know what I mean? Like, what threat am I to somebody? I was big deal. Obama brings people together and helps the country. Big fucking deal. Yeah, I was on here talking about martial arts and video games. Wow. Well, so again, what threat am I? Like why is this person doing this? Oh, right, because I was driving around talking about how the people that do this are the same people that tailgate me and swerve around all over the place and act like this. And so, like, I was showing that these people are being manipulated, and it's an agenda, and it's a type of thinking where they can no longer realize they're in the wrong, and they're doing this with the rest of their lives. They're doing it with other places in their lives, where they didn't learn to make the decision to correct this one little thing that they've always been doing wrong. So therefore, it affects the other things in their life that they also do that are kind of like that require that type of line of thinking. And so this person that orchestrates the scam knows this. This is how they brainwash you. They just get you to think this way, this way, this way. Everything's that now. Because that's how people are. And that's what the memes are doing too. People that are easily manipulated by memes, it's as simple as showing you a meme and now you just think everything's that. Well, with someone like me, what they do is they actually sit here and cause all these problems, so fucking many problems with the data, the devices and stuff like that, that it's relentless. Because I'm so logical, I need an answer for everything. It's just relentless. It's relentless. It's relentless. So that way, it becomes eventually difficult to discern reality from what's actually happening. This is KGB. That is classic KGB. That is classic KGB. Now, the person that harassed and stalked my family for a while claimed to be Russian, but I'm pretty sure he's literally just somebody that is a piece of shit that supports the Russian war, that's actually here, and he knows me. Pretty sure that's the case. What's really a shame is that there's some cops and stupid motherfuckers that actually went and signed up for the Russian army. You signed up for the fucking enemy. I don't understand how the hell anybody could have allowed that to happen. That it was an immediate matter of national security. U.S. citizens signing up for the Russian army, like that. I cannot believe they let any of that happen, because again, Russia is they are already our enemy. They're already spreading communism, because again, Putin has rigged his own election since forever, assassinates people just for trying to be in opposition. You know, if they win the election, he just assassinates them, and again, randomly just starts invading and destroying another country. So this is the agenda where we're just lying about things. They just endlessly lie about shit to convince people to like Russia, even though, again, Russia has always been our enemy. They literally just invade people, make shit up, lie. They just constantly lie. And the KGB manipulates people. They always have been. So, again, I want to remind you that anybody that rigs their own elections and just assassinates the competition, that's a dictator. And again, they have elections. Russia has elections. They're supposed to have new presidents. Why has Putin always been the president then? Again, like, nobody's just asked these logical questions, and then you start researching it and you find out, yeah, he assassinated his competition. Like, anytime he lost, that guy showed up dead. That's literally all that happened. This competition would literally just get assassinated. There was a guy that was going to testify against him and, like, prove it was happening. He was going to testify, prove it was happening, and stuff like that. He was assassinated. So you see how terrorist agenda this is. You see how this person that stalks me, knows people's names, knows addresses, talks in chat, feels the need to then also then eventually start mentioning how, you know, they're clearly for the Russia agenda. They're clearly for Russia. We already know that Russia is the bad guy. We already know that this is a terrorist agenda. This person that's in chat right now has just proven to me and all of you, they are doxing information with the specific purpose of showing you that they're doing it to be a terrorist. That is all that they have just proven in chat. So again, anybody that wants to investigate this motherfucker that's been doing this to my family, all they did was just prove that. And we use this stream to do it. Because again, as we continued to sit here and talk about politics, all he did was, originally he was just sitting here chatting, and then as I got more into the politics and stuff, he started doxing, you know, started using real information. Oh, and then eventually later, then now, yeah, now we start getting a little concerned. Now we start getting worried. Yeah, again, like, this is the point. He starts getting on Russia. He starts getting all worried. Russia, this and that. He starts defending Russia, and so he looks like a terrorist. Again, this is the whole point. Like, he's sitting here using all of his time harassing me, stalking me, putting all of my family's information, other people, real information out there and stuff like that, trying to get us exposed and stuff like that. Meanwhile, very obviously spending the time to mention Russia, pro-Russia agenda in my chat. That is terrorism. That is exposing citizens. That is literally just harming the people of a country. That is terrorism. These are acts of terror. And they're being conducted by just citizens. This guy just here. And again, I think I know who he is at this point. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know who he is at this point. So, we saw the little agenda there at the end. I was just trying to let you guys that might do this stuff and might be looking into this, look into that a little bit. But now he is going to be removed. So, remember, it got real aggressive with the personal stuff when I called out the fact that these messages aren't actually deleted. He's deleting all these messages, but I pointed out the fact that they're not actually deleted. You know, YouTube really could see them if they want to. So, this is what I was pointing out, and then it got super personal. He was trying to mention specifics and names and stuff like that, trying to get people's information out there. And then after that, after I'm calling out that, then he later proved that he has a pro-Russia agenda. I'm proving I'm being attacked by terrorists, and then he takes credit in chat for being a Russian terrorist. He literally sits here and tries to take credit for literally being that Russian terrorist, being pro-Russia, being a terrorist, attacking a citizen, doing these things that would actually fulfill the agenda of communism, of the enemy. We literally had entire war against, we literally had wars. We literally fought against communism for way too long. We had wars. You know, World War II was based on communism. The fucking Nazis. All this shit was based on communism. Vietnam War, communism. We went to war literally to prevent the spread of communism. Well, all we learned from that is we shouldn't fucking sit there and just randomly invade a country because we think they're wrong. We should form NATO and offer support to countries so they can take care of it because they know the situation better. They're just defending themselves. That's a self-defense situation. It's all you have to look at it as. It's literally just like drawing a battle line when you're squaring off with somebody. You know, when you investigate somebody as police, you always determine a self-defense situation too. That's all you have to do to look at the Russia situation. You literally, all you have to do is know that the Ukraine was just there and Russia wanted it and just randomly started attacking one day. That's it. And then we offered support through NATO and they tried to defend themselves, and a bunch of Americans just started joining the Russian army. What? Like, the whole point is that Russia was defending themselves against bad guys that were invading, and then you joined the bad guys? Yeah, the rest of the world's gonna think that we're a bunch of... Okay? So, it really is that simple to kind of look at it that way, and that's why maybe you don't look at it that way, and I can understand that. That is a, people, the media sits here and confuses you with so much jargon, this and that. It is so easy to look at things if you just look at them right. And that's why, again, I came on here trying so much to help that and with that message, but originally it was thwarted by exactly what you see here. Exactly what I've been explaining this whole time. Where we have all this interference conveniently around when I'm saying this. Conveniently around telling you about the scam and showing you exactly what happens. They're going to interrupt right then. So again, the whole point is that they just started doing it like crazy to make sure, oh, it just happens, and then it's just, wow. So when you look at, like I said before, when you look at, we just got done talking about, when you look at like the Russia situation, it really is as simple as like, you know, that drawing that battle line where like you wouldn't want Canada or Mexico to randomly just start attacking the US, would you? So the point is, that's what happened to them. And the same can be said about any situation in the past too, where like for the most part we usually did get involved. The US got involved only when we had to, only when we felt like, you know, our friends like Europe and stuff like that were at risk. We really did try to be that way. But we've just learned more modern times that even that's too much. And then people say we didn't learn to not police the world. No, we actually have. The point is that NATO was to exist simply to allow aid. If everybody just pitches in a little bit each year, it's genius. And you make sure that that aid is just kept somewhere and then just given as needed. And it's genius. And then you can put all these bases, you can be strategic, and then everybody works together, and you have intel. Donald Trump undid this. That's why we look like idiots. And that's why Europe, because Europe's taken over all our NATO bases too. You know that, right? They're taking those bases. I mean, good, they should. Yeah, they should. But this is what the U.S. does. And then you criticize Democrats for, like, leaving and stuff. How long were we in Afghanistan? For nothing. For nothing. Don't criticize. No. The point is you don't want to do that. You want to be smart. Have a reason. If you don't get what you can get done, get the fuck out of there. You lost. Leave. Iraq was a fucking disaster. Afghanistan was a disaster. Because it was being run by people who don't know what the fuck they were doing. They don't know what the F they're doing. Meanwhile, you have Obama come in and expertly run covert operation. Nobody knew about it. That's Osama bin Laden. Because again, that's called actual intel, actual military effectiveness. Nobody knew. Nobody. Yeah. And this was the point. Donald Trump wants everybody to know exactly what he's doing so that everybody can thank him for doing it. So yeah, all our enemies just always know. Guess you shouldn't have skipped those intelligence briefings. This guy doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. And he's been destroying our country this whole time. And MAGA agenda's been helping him doing it. So again, I don't know what other proof that you need except to just know about the Russia situation and definitively this guy aligns himself with Putin. He likes Putin. He's always done that. And now that I've called that out more recently, he sort of kind of all of a sudden just started, you know what I'm saying? Like, did you notice how recently he sort of kind of like all of a sudden did that? He sort of like just randomly, all of a sudden out of nowhere, started having a problem with Putin. Even though he always backed him up before. Remember that? And I did mention recently about that stuff. And then like the next, I think it was like the next day. How many times has that happened now where Donald Trump did something opposite of what I said, like the very next day, and he's always thought this way. He's always been this way. He's always... What does that tell you? where he's a trend, he does a trend, he does a trend, and then conveniently after I say it on a stream, I'm really the only one that talked about it that day, conveniently had all this fucking interruption and bullshit, blah, yada yada yada. Meanwhile, the very fucking next day, how many times? I've lost count. Yeah, I've lost count. A lot. A lot. I've lost count. More than 6. Yeah. That's not a coincidence. More than 6 times where individually I said something where Donald Trump was kind of always like this. He always said this, he always back, and then all of a sudden the very next day after I said that, you know, like conveniently put into place how dumb this was to say like this and stuff like that. Just very clearly made it very obvious how stupid this was the very fucking next day. So again, protect the president better. I am not for harming, you know, like we don't do that. You want to get rid of the president, elect somebody else, or impeach him. That's it. I don't condone. In fact, again, I condemn violence against anybody except in very rare circumstances. Extremely, extraordinary, very rare circumstances. Hitler. Hitler can be unalived. Hitler could be unalived. That man, he was a madman. And he was on drugs. You realize like half of Trump's cabinet's on drugs, right? You can just look at their eyes and tell. They're just on drugs. Like, it has nothing to do with the eyes. You know that, right? Yes, it's the eyes, but it's not, too. Like, you know that, right? Like, these guys are so obviously on drugs. Like, yeah, the eyes, but it's all of it. I called that out too. The FBI eyes. Some fucking joke. FBI eyes. So anyway, Al-Qaeda is attacking us. In case you're wondering who's actually doing it. It's a mix of the fact that Al-Qaeda was never actually dealt with. Well, Bin Laden was absolutely dealt with, but that's going to always get passed to somebody else. That's what you have to realize, and we have evidence of their, existence in general. This is Al-Qaeda using what they know is going on with Russia. And again, let's discuss this again. And you see the interference where it's locking that number. That number's actually been at 0 now for a little bit. So you see the interference where it's locking that number. They're trying to get the number to say a certain number instead of what it's supposed to say. That's a little scam they're running now. So basically, let me just again, Al-Qaeda Al-Qaeda's leadership is pretty present in Iran. Who did Trump allow to make weapons. When Obama had this thing in place, literally had this, like that was so bad for them. That was so bad for them. And Trump got rid of that thing that said Iran couldn't make weapons, couldn't make nukes, yada, yada, yada. You get the picture now. Again, the leadership of Al-Qaeda is primarily in Iran. Do you think our president knows that or cares? I don't. I think Obama did. Because he's the one that stopped bin Laden. It is important to note. Now this is really a really key piece of information, and this is the AI's coming up with this. This isn't just me coming up with this. This is the AI coming up with this. It's important to note that Al-Qaeda's presence and influence are constantly evolving. This is a very important piece of information, and this is so prevalent. This is what I've been talking about. All they do is adapt. That's what bin Laden was taught. This has Al-Qaeda written all over it. Like them immediately adapting and evolving. Hello. And, you know, like, just remember, like, guys, like, I've talked about abilities to analyze a situation. I'm trying to tell you, I've analyzed this any way that I fucking can. It's Al-Qaeda. And they're using the situation with Russia going on in Russia to fuck with us. Because, again, they have a massive presence in Yemen, Pakistan, Syria, and India. I mean, it actually says not just India, it actually says the Indian continent. So that's Myanmar, that's Bangladesh. Like, this is what you have to realize. Afghanistan, Iran, and Africa, apparently, too. So, remember, like, this is what I'm saying. Obama took care of them. Trump came in and started undoing the things Obama did. And then other people around the world that was aligning themselves with what Trump was doing started following that. So, when Obama spent all his time stopping what Al-Qaeda was doing, and Trump was undoing what Obama's doing, who the fuck's attacking us? I'll wait. That said 4 just now. This said 4 really quick and then went away. Somebody's fucking around. So what you have to realize is a lot of these like little organizations that work out of like for instance like Syria and stuff like that, they call themselves something else. It's not called Al Qaeda, it's called something else so that they can disguise it to their local media. And then the media just lies. Because it's not Al Qaeda, they can just sell it. That's what they do in India too. They lie so much in India. New Delhi is like disgusting. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a nice looking place, but it's like you know, just like some. I mean, you get what I'm saying. Like, think about how many scammers are there, stealing money from Americans. Billions a year, stolen from Americans, estimated. And then India is the second most second most populated country in the world. So just think about how many fucking people are in that country. So that's the point, like, and that's partially what they started to realize is that because they outnumber us, they have to do it virtually. They have to attack us virtually. Like, they can't get us military. They know that. They can't get us, and you know, like, we're so far. So they have to use the numbers, and they know numbers doesn't really mean anything in modern tech, you know, with military and stuff. So they know they have to do this by crippling our economy, crippling our Americans, and Donald Trump's doing that. Donald Trump is crippling your wallet. He is taking money right from you. He is taking so much money right from you. I mean, flat out. Even gas prices started going lower thanks to the Biden administration. We were actually finally drilling here. And I'm pretty sure Trump changed that again. I think he started importing from Russia again. I think. Look it up. I haven't looked into that too much quite yet. That's the sort of thing where, like, again, for the longest time, that's why the gas prices are high. Everybody thought it was the president. No, if anything, it was, yeah, it might have been Trump because he did tariffs, but I don't think he did it on oil. The point is, we were always importing oil from Russia. So the gas prices, you want to blame the gas prices on anybody? Blame it on Russia. Our gas prices, our oil was always imported from Russia. Because of Biden, we started drilling here. Trump reversed that. Pretty sure. Don't quote me on that because I'm only pretty sure he reversed it. I have to actually look into it a little bit. So, but I do know that Biden started drilling here, and previously we were always importing from Russia. That I do know. Those things are things that happened, and that was why our gas prices were high, just because of that. Now, meanwhile, yeah, you're living in some countries where Russia is racist to you because Russians are racist because of Putin. Not like Russians in general, just, you know, it's you know, it's just like Americans being brainwashed by Trump. Like, it's the same thing. So, like, it's not a generalization, but over time it could be. And so, like, that's the point. Like, certain other countries, you can tell it's just racism. Like literally, they have like it's like $23 a gallon in some countries, and you can tell it's racism. Look at the people in the country. Tell me that again that they shouldn't be given a break because again they're fucking poor. And you're gonna charge it's $23 a gallon. You're a piece of trash, and that's what Putin is. So like that's the point. Like you guys, you like, and then people signed up for the Russian army. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like you did that. You did that. You didn't research the cause. You didn't look into this war. You did nothing. You just signed up for and that's it's so stupid to see. It really is. Like it's a shame that it's that stupid, but it is. And that's kind of like where I've arrived at. Where like again, individually I have a debate with somebody. Yeah, I'm not gonna sit there and say that. That's just rude. There's no reason to do that. But yeah, I'm hearing about a lot of pretty stupid stuff that most logical people would just be like, why the fuck would you Russia? You went to where their army was just told to attack when they attacked Ukraine. They had no fucking clue. They were just told to attack, and they were like, what the fuck? Attack? What? Wait, when? Where? Why? What? Are you kidding? And then they had to throw a fucking rally. He like rented an auditorium and paid his fucking... I don't even think he paid him. I think like they actually went on strike because they weren't being paid. Like literally they forced the military to wear like plain clothes and like do like a Trump rally for Putin for the war and shit like that because the press like was really taking storm of this and stuff. And so he had to like stage that for the other countries to use. Like that's what you don't realize. That wasn't for us. We can sit here and be like, yeah, that's bullshit. India, New Delhi, they're printing that shit. They're making that shit. They're milking that for everything it's worth. But again, they're just soldiers that were fucking told to just wear plain clothes, stand in an auditorium and cheer whenever he said, you know, this or that. It's literally a complete fucking facade. It's like the guy that I saw that was literally taken prisoner by the Russian army, and you could tell he was having a tough time. He was like struggling. He was struggling. And they were trying to be like, see, we don't torture people. And he like had a thing he was reading. And like he looked really scared. He didn't look, and like he was reading a thing, and like it was obvious they were telling him to tell all of us back home that he's being treated nicely, like they're feeding him. They're like it was so obvious this dude was uncomfortable. He felt scared. He was reading from something. It's complete bullshit. I'll bet as soon as the cameras went off, that guy got knocked the fuck out. I'll be willing to bet. So again, you just like you can't join a goddamn army just because you think you're right about something. Stop this. Do you not see what's happening here? Like how you're proving to the hackers and the pen testers that are smart, that can find out the truth, that you are manipulated very easily, so they'll just fuck around with you? So because they can't do that to me, they're fucking around with all the people in my life that might have actually listened on the MAGA agenda. That's all they're doing. They're fucking around with all those people, and now all those people hate guess who? And that was on purpose. It's on purpose. It's always been that way. And it's designed by the MAGA agenda to again cause this war. Cause people to fight. They probably thought it would happen like overnight or something, but you know, it's not as simple as all that, because again, they're just trying to separate people. So they're you know, like obviously like people that can communicate and live in close quarters and stuff like that, like they have trouble doing it with that because they can just verbally communicate. But you know, they do it with somebody that's people that are more spread out. Suddenly it's a little bit easier for them to do and stuff like that. We already know Obama's family was attacked. We already know that. And that's a shame. That's disgusting. What the fuck is the matter with you? We already know this. We already know that they're being attacked. We know Biden's family's being targeted. I don't know if they've been attacked, but we know they're being targeted. Why the fuck do you think he pardoned them? Because they're being targeted. Donald Trump's using the system for illegal shit. He's a convict in office with all the power of a king. What does that do? Use your brain. Means he can do illegal shit and get away with it and not listen to what the judges tell him to do. And all the Republicans in Congress just cheered for him when he took their power away from him. So, this is what's been going on. I hope you guys have been paying attention. I'm sorry that I couldn't be, more helpful sooner. But it's been a bit crazy. I've had a lot going on myself. I'm trying to do a lot of stuff myself. I have a lot going on in my own life too, and so, and obviously certain other people know that, and that happened the very second that I said that about my life, my personal life, and stuff like that. And this is what we've noticed. We've noticed exactly 2 trackers, 2 bots that instantly come in the stream when I say certain things. So my voice is being AI tracked. That's it. It's just AI. And instantly we get these 2 in the stream when I say certain things. I have talked about this so many times. And conveniently, as they're in the stream, we see sometimes the bitrate shift around. We see, like this also doing it. So this is why I talked about the botnet. This is why I talked about exposure to a botnet and stuff like that. You get what I'm saying. So anyway, Al-Qaeda operates everywhere. There was a 5th plane that didn't hit anything. And remember the hatches, like they were in the electrical room and stuff. A lot of what they're doing is making stuff draw too much power and stuff like that, where they might have a guy at the power company, or they might have a guy that goes up on the poles. I have confirmed I have no doubt. I shouldn't say 100. I am like 90. I'll say 94% sure. We'll try to be a bit more scientific. I'll say about 94% sure that they are stealing Amazon packages for the purposes of finding out A, what you ordered, B, then the order number on there, the tracking number and all that, all the information tied to that, C, your address, stuff like that, D, the address for the actual facility where it shipped out of, and again, the tracking number gives them all kinds of stuff. So again, people are just, and they're using the thing where the driver, you know how like the Amazon driver, you can track your package, and that's what they're doing. They're using that. That's why your cell phones and stuff are fucking getting fucked up. They're tracking your Amazon packages, like, and stuff like that. They're trying to intercept the driver. So like when he gets out of the truck and he goes into the house, they sneak around back and steal it out of the back or something like that. I have had so many instances where I had an Amazon package out for delivery, or like, again, it was out for delivery and then conveniently the driver disappeared. And I never got, like, several. Before that, I also had several times where I had to call Amazon and I had to report to them many times that I was having issues specifically with a courier nearby, that when a package would conveniently get shipped to out for delivery, it just vanished and went out of state and started going to like Jersey and shit like that. And conveniently, I started calling out the scam that I noticed somebody was doing, where they're stealing packages and stealing somebody's information. And I reported this to Amazon. And it just kept happening, kept happening, kept happening, kept happening. All I was doing was reporting it. I have reported so many fucking times. Just kept happening, kept happening. They don't give a fuck. All these packages was lost. I'll make an order. Sometimes the order says it shipped. Clearly it didn't. It says it's supposed to be here. Well, we'll say it's supposed to be here today. It'll just never show up and say it's supposed to be here today, and their system never detected it, never shipped or anything like that. That's somebody that works at Amazon fucking with the system, lying that your package gets shipped, stealing the package, taking it home, and getting all that information. And then they do nothing, so nothing happens. It just looks like it was never scanned from the system. Because that has to get scanned when it goes out of the warehouse, so it knows it's actually out. So they caught this, that I was doing that, so they had to stop doing that. So now they're using the thing to track Amazon drivers, and they're trying to intercept it. It's harder, but they're doing it. They're trying to get hired. They're trying to use the drivers and stuff. It's so weird, but this is, I have no doubt, an Amazon driver is a scammer. Somewhere. Somebody's a money mule, and they're working at Amazon. Guarantee it. And it also explains that Dropbox, too, that random Amazon Dropbox, where my name showed up on a background check, randomly linked to a fucking dollar store in, what was it, like Florida or something like that? And I didn't see any, it was so weird, and then I discovered they had an Amazon Dropbox at that location. I was like, shit. So it's that. It's that. Anyway, I've had a lot of packages stolen over the years. I reported this to them so many times. Like, it's just obviously stolen when, like, it doesn't show up and they don't have any record of it. You know what I mean? Like, and then I remember there was a time, there was twice this happened, where the several times I called to where, like, basically it looks like they're trying to scam something to where it looks like I'm doing it. So basically I called a couple of times way back and reported that this was happening, that, like, essentially that's not going to show up if, you know, it's shipping and it's supposed to get here today, but it hasn't even shipped yet. There's no tracking information. And, like, basically I'm letting them know there's no fucking way. Like, you're claiming that you're going to deliver this from whatever fucking facility in whatever state to here today, and it's fucking 7 p.m. You're going to get that here, and there's no tracking. And the employees, they don't understand. They're in another fucking country. They don't, you know, like their country's this big. Our country's, like, they don't get it. They don't understand. And it's like, no, like, that's not how it works here. Like, it's not going to get here. You know, like, that just doesn't happen. So, anyway, this happened a couple of times where I called and it was obvious it wasn't going to call. It wasn't going to. And yeah, flat out, what they did was they took advantage of a discontinued product and listed it. So they knew something was discontinued, waited for somebody to buy the very last one, stole it, and then it was never shipped. And so that's how this started. And yeah, that did happen that time, and it happened a couple other times. But then I started catching on that they were listening somehow. They were getting Amazon's recordings and stuff like that, and they were finding out that I was calling them and trying to get ahead of this. So what they did, and it's so obvious they did this. I started picking up on this, obviously, as a trend, so they fixed it to where it made it look like I prematurely called and it would have shown up anyway. They did this several times where, no lie, no tracking info didn't show up that day. It never shipped. Literally didn't ship. I called. They were supposed to cancel it. Amazon was supposed to cancel it. They were supposed to cancel the order. And it does cancel. It says canceled. You know, like the didn't ship, yada, yada, yada. And then it shows up. Next day. Blindly. Just blindly shows up for no reason whatsoever. Almost like an Amazon driver was taking it home and lying. This has happened several times in more recent history where, again, I picked up on the fact that I wasn't going to get my package, tried to get ahead of this so they could find out who was doing it quickly, and conveniently, yeah, as I started getting ahead of it, suddenly, magically, this thing showed up. So I think Amazon drivers are sometimes criminals too, and maybe some of them are money mules. And I know that some of them appear to be very startled when they see a resident come outside to get a package. What? Not that I'm accusing somebody just because they're startled, but I'll be honest with you, why would you be startled dropping off of a package at somebody's house, and then, again, the very first response you give is that you weren't expecting to see me? Dude, you told me way too much in just that statement. So like that's the point. Like, I never, like, did I even ever experience that too. Like, normally an Amazon driver, they're dropping something off, they're not doing something weird, and they certainly don't get skittish just seeing somebody open a door. So yeah, pretty interesting stuff, huh? Anyway, I figured I would organize this all for you, collectively put it all here, and just warn you that what they're doing is they are learning who you go through and then fucking with those people. So, like, if you use a certain cell phone company, they're going to that cell phone company and trying to mess with it so that way other people, you know, like, they get you to hate it. And then all you're going to do is switch cell phone companies, right? Except now, when you switch cell phone companies, they have all your data, and they're going to do the same thing. They're going to just go work for that company now. And it's people that are actually spies doing things, like I said, that Trump should be stopping. We all know it's happening, except he's trying to claim it's Mexicans and cartel and stuff like that, and that's not the problem. Like, Trudeau from Canada even said that. Yeah, that guy cares a lot about cartel, and they've done a lot of things to stop it. So why the fuck is Donald Trump lying and pretending like we didn't? We actually did. Yeah, we smoked the fucking cartel. Are you kidding? We smoked them. And Donald Trump's trying to act like, no, he's doing this. He's behind, like, he's trying to literally cover for all the people that are helping him. He recognized it. So he's trying to cover for them. Just like he got the people out of jail that did a bunch of illegal shit on January 6th. At the end of the day, all they did was a bunch of illegal fucking shit. That's all that happened. Anyway, I do appreciate the support, guys. I'm trying to reach out and give guidance where like where I recognize this is happening to more than just me. It's not just me, and I'm trying to educate everybody it's happening to, anybody that it is happening to that's being attacked, because I think it's so important. You know, like you don't know, like it's not, you know, again, you start seeing something drawing too much power or doing something it's not supposed to do or something like that, you know, question it, look into it. You see something explode or something like that randomly, don't just be like, well, this is exactly like it always happens. No, look at why, and why is it escalating? Why can I not turn on airplane mode on my phone and have it be effective? Why are they breaking that? Why are they breaking airplane mode? Why are they making it so that there's always mobile data going through my phone? Why is my Wi-Fi signal never off? Why do I have somebody sitting here trying to mask this, coming in chat, basically taking credit for being a Russian terrorist all while this is going on? Because we have terrorism going on in this country, and they're all here, and Trump's not doing anything about it. He's trying to prevent you from finding out about it. He's not doing anything. That's what's so concerning is it might look like he's actually doing that, and he probably is. So when you impeach and remove, the problem is that you have to have an elected official. Trump made himself, like, they gave him that power. So, like, this is the point. You have to worry about now Trump using people to assassinate the next elected president. That's what's going to happen. He's going to do the same thing Putin's doing. He's doing all of this to make it look like it's not him. To make it look like it's people. It's the Democrats. It's this person. No, he's going to assassinate the next president. That's all he's doing. It's the same fucking shit Putin's doing. Donald Trump is going to assassinate the next president. That's all he's going to do. He unalived Epstein. Removed the fucking footage. He's going to assassinate the next president. Big surprise. Are we caught up now? Are we all caught up now? I hope we're all caught up now, because that's what's going to happen if you don't do anything. Donald Trump is going to have the next president assassinated because, again, he can't take losing, and he can't take losing that office. He will never let it go. Remember Stop the Steal? Remember how that election was completely fair and he took out ads and how illegal that was? Remember that? Yeah, that was illegal to do that, just so that you know. Yep, because he's the president and he has a responsibility to not cause a wide panic based on fraud. Illegal. So, again, Donald Trump's a terrorist. And he's behind all this. So, I hope that, you know, we can recognize that before it becomes a real problem, before we have another situation like a Lee Harvey Oswald. Yeah, I hope that we can fix that before we have another one of those problems, like Lee Harvey Oswald. That's interesting. Lee Harvey Oswald was a Russian spy placed in our CIA. And yeah, there's evidence of him being, you know, growing up here, going to school, yada, 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 yet he still assassinated the president and defected to Russia. like regardless of what that says, he still did, like, so again, there's some lies or some missing information there. Like this is the point. Like, you can't just common knowledge might be wrong anymore about the stuff that's happened. Like, this is what we're all finding out. We're finding out that they've had evidence and have been planning stuff and talking about UFOs since the goddamn 50s. And, you know, other countries know about this. So if other countries know about this, what the fuck are we doing? Why aren't we talking about this? What? Yeah, you're an idiot if you think you should keep that from the public knowing that other countries have it. You're stupid at that point. You don't understand how things work. If you're keeping this from the public when other countries know about it, you're dumb. You're just dumb at this point. You don't understand anything. That's why these military guys have logically deduced this too. They have, you know, they use their brains pretty regularly. Yeah, Donald Trump doesn't have to use his fucking brain for anything. Nah, he's got a guy for that. This is what you have to be concerned about. That motherfucker doesn't think for himself. He's got this guy, he doesn't do anything for himself. Nope, he doesn't think for himself. Never. Never, 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 never. Meanwhile, everybody's like, oh, he's the guy. No, fuck, he's not. He's manipulated. For sure. He doesn't think for himself, though. He doesn't do anything for himself. He does it for this, for this, for this. Literally, he doesn't actually do... Like, it's all for money. It's all because he's a narcissist. Yeah. That's literally it. It's literally just all him doing it for the enemy. Like, he's just helping them. He's such a douchebag. He's such a moron. He helps them and then tries to hide it. And again, one would start to rationalize at a certain point he just became aware of it, started using it himself. And now he's so deep in it, he's just trying to hide it. Meanwhile, people that are brainwashed by this motherfucker are joining the Russian army and lied to into believing any of that stupid shit. And constantly you see people just making dumb shit up about, like, literally making things up for Trump. Like it's ridiculous how nobody knows the truth. So anyway, this is going on too long at this point. We've already gotten the information out there. Thank you so much. I appreciate everybody that's been following and trying to pay attention to what's been going on. The whole point is that it's a behavioral issue, and yes, it starts with police because they're being affected by it and they're doing it too. But again, if all you ever do is create laws that restrict what people do, oh, I can't text and drive and stuff like that, yes, that's a way of dealing with it, except I would, again, much rather you drive down the road, see who's swerving around, pull them over, do your police work. Because again, this prevents the behavior instead of you trying to control what people are doing inside their vehicles, trying to control them, and then they feel oppressed. They feel like they can't have little individual freedoms. Oh, I can't even pick up my phone for a single second. What if there's an emergency? Oh, you get pulled over in an emergency, and then you get chased down by police because of an emergency. It's ridiculous. Absolutely fucking absurd. So, like, again, you just create little systems of control that don't make any fucking sense to confuse people about the truth. Like, yeah, all right, it's a great thing to promote not texting and driving. Completely agree with it. But now, again, you're using that concept, the death of people and stuff like that, to confuse people just to press this subject. That's propaganda, that's dangerous, and this is what shouldn't be happening. You shouldn't force people to do things. No. You regulate that. Like, honestly, truthfully, if somebody's not paying attention and texting anyway, they're going to be not maintaining probably safe speed. They're going to be swerving around. You're going to see evidence of that anyway. Do that police work. You're lazy. You want to sit here and you want to just control what that person does instead of doing the police work. That's the behavior I see. I see the behavior where people don't want to do real work. They don't want to go to work and work. They just want to do it and be as lazy as possible. And they've actually designed all these things to just start automating their jobs for them. And like again, like a law that again, instead of you know, actually pulling people over for you know, distracted driving and stuff like that, clearly seeing somebody swerving, fluctuating speed, doing this regularly, was creating laws masking them as, oh, this person who died in a texting and driving incident years and years ago, we're going to label it as that to get everybody to, like this is ridiculous. And so, yes, like the point is, for sure I agree with that notion of having the concept of people need to understand to just drive. Sure, promote that like you've always done. But I will never agree that with having a law that dictates what somebody's doing in their car. Like you're forcing somebody. You get what I'm saying? Like you're forcing somebody that, like, that's arguably sort of unconstitutional. Sort of. And so this is the point. Like, the Constitution wasn't developed when we had technology like this where we could be on phones and drive around. So there wasn't any preface for what's going to happen when this happens. You know, things need to be amended and things need to be corrected, but never ever forcing. Never force people ever. Just like you know, we have the amendment where, you know, like to the right to walk without seizure and stuff like that, without search or seizure. That's so important. It's so important. And so just like you would expect to be able to just walk, you know, just be able to walk down the street without being harassed, it's the same type of thing where if somebody cop sees you at a traffic light looking at something for like half a second, tapping your phone or something like that for half a second to reference something when there's a red light, and then again you look up immediately and immediately respond to everything again, and he pulls you over and he wants to pull you over just because you briefly did this little thing with your GPS or something like that, turn the volume up or otherwise like adjust it. This is people that want to control what you do. That is too controlling. There's so much in that just says control, where they just literally want to control what you do, and it's disgusting. And that's the behavior. Is that behavior, and they're manipulating it. You are being manipulated. You are showing them how foolish you are. And then you create this law all around this too, all around this going on too. You actually make this law. You actually fall for the scam. You actually show these people that you will create a law just because somebody's fucking driving around talking about what you assholes are doing. Just so that you can pull me over. for showing you what you're doing wrong. You're doing it. You're the assholes. The cops that are supposed to enforce this are driving around acting like assholes. I'm proving it, and instead of them stopping this behavior, they act like fucking children. And they create a goddamn law to sit here and try to pull somebody over. They know they were trying to do that. And they tried to get this press. They tried to literally spin it a certain fucking political... You know who the fuck did that. So, that should be enough information for any one of you that are actually good out there to follow that and see what happened. To just literally see how much this fucking motherfucker was sitting here and trying to interfere with my life on a regular basis just because I was streaming and just because I dare speak anything against what he's saying, even though he's a fucking piece of shit. So, again, you have the right to do that, and nobody should infringe upon that. That's disgusting. This piece of shit just has nothing that credible that he can say. I can win every single debate against him. So, again, because he's a dumb motherfucker that can't win a debate, he can't have anything to say. So he just sits here and shuts people up and tries to control when people are smarter than him. That's it. Just like when he lost the debates against Hillary, that was all. He lost all that shit. Lost every single one. He didn't win a single debate against her. Because again, he never answered a single question. Not a single one. He never answered a single question. He literally just bitched about Democrats. Said nothing credible. Literally, he proved he could stand there and talk over somebody and talk louder. That's all he fucking did. Moderator should just tell him to shut the fuck up. Until he did. Proving what a douchebag he was. Just to show what Trump would do if told to shut up. Because I don't think he would have. No, he would have just kept going. Biden told him to shut up and he listened. I thought that was hilarious. Yep. I thought that was fucking hilarious. Will you shut up, man? And the funny thing is, it's like, it was so true. Everybody was like, yeah, finally. Finally somebody just fucking said it. Anyway. Yeah, that's what he's pissed. He's just mad about that. Because he can't lose a debate. He's such a piece of shit. It's all that. He didn't win a single debate. And he knows it. And history is going to remember that. That's it. Anyway, thanks guys. Appreciate it. Hope you're investigating and look into it. There's plenty of stuff here to follow. Thank you.